This is Istanbul today. Hurricane-level winds, giant waves, cities paralyzed. The Marmara region is facing one of its most dangerous storms. On the morning of January 8, 2026, the Marmara region awoke to chaos. What began as a strong southwesterly wind in the early hours rapidly escalated into a violent storm system centered over Istanbul, catching the entire region in its grip. By midday, wind speeds surged to near hurricane force, bringing daily life to a near standstill and pushing infrastructure, transportation, and public safety systems to their limits. Meteorological warnings issued days in advance by Turkey's weather authorities and AECOM proved devastatingly accurate. As the storm intensified around noon, average wind speeds across Istanbul reached 70 to 90 km/h, with coastal zones experiencing even stronger gusts.
Oh shit!
The city quickly descended into emergency conditions as reports flooded in from every district, trees uprooted, rooftops ripped away, building facades torn loose, and debris hurled through the air. The storm's most destructive impact unfolded along the Marmara coastline. Maritime transportation was immediately paralyzed. Sea bus services and city ferry routes were fully suspended, cutting off key connections across the region. Off the coast of Tuzla, the sea turned merciless. Dozens of boats lost control, some capsizing instantly, others smashing violently into the shoreline and breaking apart under the force of massive waves. Boats taking on water sank within minutes. The desperate efforts of fishermen trying to save their livelihoods were captured on mobile phones as towering waves overwhelmed harbors. Along Istanbul's exposed shores, waves reaching nearly 5 meters surged over massive coastal rocks and barriers, crashing directly into fishermen's shelters. Within seconds, entire areas were submerged. Fishermen battled against time, fighting wave after wave to prevent their boats from being destroyed. The scenes echoed a grim warning. Just days earlier, 8 boats had already sunk in similar conditions, highlighting the persistent and escalating danger. Similar devastation unfolded in Büyükçekmece and Florya, where rising sea levels spilled onto coastal roads, creating dangerous conditions for vehicles and pedestrians alike. The storm showed no mercy. Land, sea, and sky were all affected simultaneously. Air traffic faced severe disruption. At Sabiha Gökçen Airport, pilots attempting to land were forced to abort due to extreme crosswinds. Several aircraft circled overhead until fuel concerns forced diversions to alternate airports. Authorities warned passengers to prepare for long delays and widespread cancellations, confirming that aviation operations would remain unstable until winds subsided. According to the Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality, emergency teams responded to 69 separate incidents across the city. The damage was extensive: 26 trees uprooted, 16 building roofs torn off, 23 dangerous structural elements dislodged, along with fallen poles, billboards, and signage. In Evsilar, the roof of a 4-story building was ripped away and slammed onto parked cars below. On the E5 side road, flying debris from a commercial building caused significant damage, narrowly avoiding serious injuries. As conditions worsened, urgent warnings were issued by the General Directorate of Meteorology and the Istanbul Governor's Office, urging residents, especially on the European side, to remain indoors unless absolutely necessary. Authorities also warned of a sudden temperature drop of 8 to 10 degrees Celsius expected in the evening as winds shift northwesterly, signaling the arrival of a colder and more unstable phase. Beyond Istanbul, the storm's reach expanded across the Marmara region. In Bursa, powerful winds uprooted trees and ripped roofs from buildings. A particularly alarming incident occurred at a university campus, where large sections of a female dormitory roof collapsed into student rooms. Miraculo. Usly, no injuries were reported, though structural damage was severe. In Yalova, daily life was completely paralyzed. Winds exceeding 80 km/h caused a massive crane to collapse at a shipyard, while trees crushed vehicles throughout the city. Sea transport was once again halted as ferries were unable to dock. Authorities imposed a complete ban on motorcycles and courier traffic. Recognizing the growing risk to life, the storm's destructive force extended southward to Balıkesir's Edremit Bay, where winds exceeding 60 kilometers generated 2-meter waves in a short time. Rising seawater flooded coastal neighborhoods, threatening businesses and public spaces. Walking paths and shoreline areas were submerged, and coastal safety remains under serious threat. In response to the widespread danger, meteorological authorities issued a yellow warning for 63 provinces across Turkey, citing storm force winds, severe weather risks, and the potential for frost in colder regions. While the current system is expected to weaken by Friday, officials warn that a much harsher cold front will follow over the weekend, bringing rain mixed with snow and full winter conditions. Experts emphasize that while strong southwesterly winds are not unusual for the Marmara region, the sudden and extreme escalation in wind speed is what makes this event especially dangerous. This rapid intensification has placed unprecedented strain on transportation systems and urban infrastructure. Authorities remain on high alert. Risks from falling debris, maritime accidents, and air traffic disruptions have not fully passed. Officials stress that following official guidance is critical in the coming hours. The Marmara region, especially Istanbul, is facing a severe and ongoing test. Life safety remains the top priority, as emergency teams continue to respond across land, sea, and air. The storm serves as a stark reminder of how quickly nature can overwhelm even the most prepared cities. Stay informed. Stay cautious. The situation is still developing,